We are so disconnected from the body, the human body in our life for so many different reasons. And this matters because it's the reason why we see our body as a chore. So we don't really connect to it, or we see it as this part of this triggering fitness diet culture and this thing that we hate on and, you know, is something to either, it's like this thing that we look down upon and critique, right? Um, all of this creates a tumultuous relationship with our body. It's like this thing that we should do, or this thing that we're overdoing in a punishing way, or this thing that we're avoiding because it's so triggering and we don't want to be a part of that culture. So it's like we're in this really horrible body culture crisis where we are so disconnected from the body, even though we have this huge, fitness wellness culture, alleged wellness culture. It's really not from a place of loving the body. And we're so disconnected from the body in our life. This is where a lot of this comes from. Because the way we live our life now, we focus on all these other things, right? We focus on work. We focus on everything we have to do. We think about our to-do list. We think about our business ideas. We think about our grocery lists and our laundry. And we're always up here versus down here, right? We live in a very mental culture right now versus a physical culture. And so we've really become so disconnected from the body that it's become this mental thing to try to motivate ourselves to care about versus more of this like physical thing that we are physically connected to on a daily basis, right? Even if you think about our the way we live our lives in our work, it's not that thinking about work and all this stuff is bad, but we live in a very mentally, like this information age, this technology age versus we're not really using our bodies innately through our daily life. Whereas we, back in the day, like your body was your way of, getting food, obtaining food, you're building things, right? You're using your body. So many things over time have really disconnected us from our body and our daily life. And as a result, we've really forgotten the power and the awe and the magic of our body, of the human body that is keeping you here right now. That is, as you hear me, as you're watching me, your eyes are seeing this, they're receiving this visual input, they're hearing my voice, your heart is beating, you are taking breaths without having to think about it, you are digesting food, there are so many processes happening in your body. And yet the body has become this thing to hate on, this thing to try to fix so we can feel better about ourselves or avoid feeling bad about ourselves. It's become this like appendage, this problem to be fixed, this thing in our way of, oh, I should do that. Or, oh, my body's slowing me down. Oh, I wish I could just power through and do more stuff, but darn, I have a human body where I feel tired sometimes and have to rest, or I'm having physical pain and I don't want to listen to that. And we're just so disconnected from our body and disconnected from a physical way of being. And so this really creates the issue of that lack of consistency or that tumultuous relationship with our body, because there's not this innate desire to connect with it, to spend time with it, to move it, because we're just like, we're viewing it through this lens of something else versus seeing it for what it is. If we really take the time to really reconnect with our love of the human body and how amazing it is, then when we view it in this different way, when we take the time to redefine our relationship with it, then we're like, oh yeah, like I actually have this innate physical pull to want to like feel movement and move my body, and oh, I'm listening to those physical cues that my body's feeling, so I'm going to act in relation to them. Oh, I'm feeling kind of stiff or like listless because I've just been sitting here, doing this mental work all day. And so, oh wait, it just innately feels good to move the human body, versus when it's become this kind of mental thing. So we've forgotten this. We've lost touch with what our body really is, what our body provides us, how good connecting to our body feels versus making it like a means to an end. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like trying to get a result from it. Let me try to look better so I can feel better about myself, or not feel bad, avoid feeling bad, avoid the societal pressures of not appearing the way that we're allegedly supposed to appear, as if all humans are supposed to look exactly the same, even though no animal in the entire ecosystem on the planet has the same exact size or shape or body or role in the ecosystem. Side note for another time. Like, it becomes this thing that we're, it's a means to an end, right? Versus it being the end, right? I forgot that moving the body without any brain chatter, this is why we bring in mindfulness here, to be able to, when you're moving the body without that brain chatter of our society and self-limiting beliefs, and oh, my body, it's not doing the right thing, or it's not good, or blah blah blah, versus if you're just physically present in your body and not having that brain chatter, then the pure act of moving the body without brain chatter, brings sensations of joy, brings sensations of calm, becomes your refuge, unplugging from this crazy overstimulated, fast-paced world, becomes your source of calm. Moving the body becomes your source of confidence, because without that brain chatter, when you're physically present in the body, no mental commentary, moving the body actually is a source of confidence, because you can feel your strength and how good it naturally feels to do. That's it, right? To move, and to do things that are kind of hard, are kind of challenging. It feels good to, oh, I haven't done a squat in 20 years. Oh my God, I did that, right? It's a sense of pride. It's a sense of confidence. Oh my gosh, I hadn't been running, and then now I've been running, and now I can run up a hill. Oh my gosh, this feels so good. Not from a mental ego place, but literally the act of doing this, the physical act, the physicality of this feels good. Moving our body becomes a source of joy, because you're reconnecting to a different way of operating that we're so disconnected to. We're so used to being up here that we think we're happy. We think, oh no, this is living, this is good, this is just how it is, I guess, right? That we're so disconnected from how good it can actually feel to just be physically present, not hear brain chatter, not hear you should be doing that, or go do this, or what about that thing that happened then, let's replay that event, or oh, is someone criticizing me, how are they viewing me in this present moment, versus just being completely physically immersed in what you are doing. Quiet mind, just physically moving in a way that resonates with you. And like, whether that's a walk, or whether that's dancing, or whether that's running, or whether that's being on a spin bike blasting music. I like that. Yoga, swimming, golf, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be like fitnessy, you know, but I like that. You might like that, right? But we forget, and all these reasons that we're so disconnected from the body, if we can, instead of having the body be this thing we hate on, but this thing we remember the amazingness of, and we start to love again, as cheesy as you may think that sounds, but like, come on, the human body is amazing, right? So if we can relearn to love that, then we start to stack these more positive experiences with our body, and we're like, oh, wait, yeah, this just innately feels good. And then I have this innate physical pull to just move with and interact with my body and give it the foods that naturally support it feeling good, right? And there just becomes this greater connection to physicality and feeling good versus I'm up here, I'm up here, I'm up here. And then that's when we're so disconnected from here that we're not, you know, connected to this thing. And so there's not that innate desire to support it and interact with it and nourish it. And it really is that. Like, we just have a culture that just hates the body. We really do. That's what it is. We really, and it's saddening, and it's really sad to think about. And even though we have all this wellness and fitness culture, it's really coming from a hating the body place, if you think about it. So if we can just love the body and come from that place, and not from this mental place, from this physical, like, oh, it feels good to be in the body and move it, and I love this thing, and I'm connecting to, oh my God, it's so amazing. Like, let me ensure that this amazing thing keeps functioning well, because it's so crazy that it's functioning and it's doing all these things for me. So let me give it some TLC, because wow, it's amazing. It's like having a Ferrari and being like, I want to polish that thing and I want to put a cover on it, because you know how amazing it is. You want to take care of it and keep it functioning and looking amazing, right? Same thing with your body. If you love it, there's just a natural desire to be like, oh yeah, let's keep this thing going, right? Versus, I hate the body. The body is just, you know, this thing, and I guess I should just do it so that I don't feel bad about myself, because we have this culture that I have to look a certain way. That's not inspiring. That becomes a mental motivation, and there's no physical pull, no innate pull to continue interacting with this thing. So there's so many different pieces here, but this is a lot of what I talk about in my programs. I have a signature 12-week program called Body Renewal, and it's an amazing way to go so deep in connecting with your body in a way that's finally going to be sustainable and consistent for you and feel loving and genuine, so it can actually be sustainable. Yeah. And it's what I go into with all my programs and everything that I do. Whether it's mindfulness based, you're getting out of the head and into the body too, if that's for a sense of calm and releasing stress and anxiety, and being able to access more calm and joy in your daily life. If you're kind of caught in a way of life that's not feeling so good right now, it really all comes back to the body. So let's get back to loving the body.